You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
Does Nicole know?
Take a guess.
Since when?
Since the beginning.
How?
2 years. When I got elected to Congress, she was always there.
Always there?
Hanging around, a bit of a political groupie. You know, photos with the candidates, signatures, squeezing hands. She just became part of the entourage. There are always a few crazies hanging around. No, scrap that. She wasn't crazy. In fact, she was damn good. She started making good suggestions. Issues to be covered, phrases to be used. Standing up for the working American. Well, that was one of hers. And it was too. I got re-elected.
And one thing leads to another?
Of a sort. Tonight, taking back the Stars and Stripes, she came up with that one. I got ambushed one day. Campaign rally midterms. It wasn't even my election. Supporting the local guy. Carrie's father was there. You can imagine how I felt.
Pretty awful.
I wasn't sure if he was going to make a scene. Slug me in the jaw for all I knew. Anyway, I find myself in a small room with her father and 3 other men.
You blazoned it out?
What else can I do?
What happened?
Instead of calling me out, he offered to back me. His colleagues informed me of the funds they were prepared to put in my war chest.
They were buying you?
That's what I thought. I tried to turn the money down, make my excuses, but they weren't accepting any of it. As far as they were concerned, I was their candidate, their representative, their man. I tried to keep as low a profile as possible. How could I? I'm a public figure. Where I go, what I say, it's recorded. At this level, I can't afford scandal over anything. So when I say it's not easy to get rid of her, it's not easy.
And Carlton Hall?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I owe him too. I've owed him for a long time.
Maybe we can buy him off. Make him ambassador for Italy or somewhere. Send Carrie as his assistant. Unless there is something else that Carlton has. Unless there is something else that he wants.
Well, there's...
This is all I could find. And I only just had enough quarters.
That's fine.
I have to tell you something, Mr. Doyle.
What is it, Carrie?
The story about Nicole. It's developing.
Developing? Into what?
I got asked if any party workers had ever misappropriated campaign funds.
How did you answer them?
I said I wasn't aware of any. What should I have said?
Exactly that.
Never admit to things you don't know to be true.
And if they were true?
Then say you are not aware of it.
That's what I did say, which will make them think that I do know about something.
You can't gag a free press?
But of course we can always try.
Sure, why not?
Why would anyone ask me that?
It's just a fishing expedition, Carrie. See whatever they can catch. Okay?
Okay.
Dan, we need something to reclaim the news agenda. If we don't have something to announce, then come the morning we'll be hit with a rainstorm of allegations. Find me something. Anything.
Yeah, but where?
Check the state's comprehensive spending report. Find me some money I can move around for good causes.
Now?
Please.
Right.
Why did you do that?
He doesn't like me.
Of course he likes you.
Does he?
Dan is crazy about you.
He has a strange way of showing it.
Oh, you judge him too hard.
Do I?
Carrie.
Do I really, Harrison? Do I really judge a man who was for it and resisted every suggestion I have made? That speech at the Powell Memorial Business Campus, he was against that, even though you went down a storm. Any TV slot I put you forward for, he's against it. The wrong time, the wrong show, or just not his idea in the first place. What about the Iowa Times, for example? Is it really too far in advance? I'm sorry, Congressman, but he wants you all to himself. What is he? In love with you or something? I'm not here tagging along just for the hell of it. There are, after all, easier ways to pay into my 401k. He might have been good at the local stuff. I know he worked the precincts, but this is a national campaign for the White House. He's not up to it, Harrison. He's not in your league.
That's flattering, Carrie. But Dan is still part of the team.
And if he wasn't?
What do you mean by that?
I wasn't making it up. The press really did ask me about campaign funds, and we both know who holds the checkbook around here. He could be a problem. No, scrap that. He will be a problem. The question is only how big a problem.
He's been with me since the beginning. It's not a simple thing for me to get rid of him.
Can't you? What does he bring to you? His connections are all at the local and state level. He's never run a national campaign.
Neither have I.
But you can sell it. You're the man out front. You are the one the people see, who they connect with. You need someone who is good behind the scenes, someone with your interests at heart.
You don't think he does?
Who knew that your wife wouldn't be here tonight?
Dan.
About Carlton Hall?
Dan.
And who spent money where he shouldn't?
Who asked about that?
A reporter called Charlie Loxton, sent down from Washington. He's hungry for a story.
Aren't they all?
He wants to be a White House reporter. I'd guess he wants a big scoop.
Don't they all?
Think he'll get one?
When he does, I'll read about it like everyone else.
Loxton says he has a credible source, that when you and Dan went to Sweden last year, you used state funds for your protection detail. Could this be the money you've just sent Dan out of the room to try and find?
I can't lose him, Carrie. The only thing in politics that means anything is...
survival. If you don't survive, what is the good of loyalty? He makes you feel good about yourself because he's not in your league. His judgment is poor, and he'll be this campaign's first casualty. The press is already onto him, and they will trace it back to him. And from him to you. If you think you can defend him without hurting you, then do it. But if you can't, find an excuse.
Perhaps I'll make him an advisor to some ambassador in Outer Mongolia or someplace.
This is not funny.
I assure you, Carrie, there is nothing funny about Outer Mongolia. Apart from the axe. That was a little funny.
Loyalty will only get us so far.
I can't knife Dan in the back.
Maybe you won't need to. Why wasn't Nicole here tonight?
Why do you think?
You think she suspects?
I think it's more than a possibility. Two people working alone, in and out of each other's pockets, shared ideas, common ground.
The same old story. Only our story isn't quite that, is it? The White House. Quite a prize. How much do you want to win?
You think I don't?
Of course you want to win. Everybody wants to win. Nobody ever wants to come in second. There are times, Harrison, when you just don't seem to be with me.
I'm with you all the way. I need you by my side, and I need the team to work as one. We must all share the same fate.
Good.
And unless there's anything else, I'm going home. It's been a long day, and tomorrow will be even longer.
Who is going to be VP?
I haven't yet decided who my running mate will be.
I gave you a list of 3.
I'm still considering them.
There are those that would like to know.
I'm sure there are.
People who matter.
And you're sure this is the place to discuss such things? Backstage, where I've just announced my intention to run?
All I'm saying...
Don't! Listen, Carrie. We've all made mistakes, all of us. Even, I'm suspecting, of you. One day, someone somewhere very clever, and even more underhand than you, might learn yours. When that day comes about, I'm sure you'll find yourself in my position. But until that day, you won't be seeing the world as I do. You won't understand it either. You think you do. But I assure you, you only think you do. One day, you might also find yourself needing the money.
I'll tell them that you're still considering.
Yeah, tell them that. Now, I'm going home.
And when PSK Applications Corporation is mentioned?
I'm still going home. And do you think he'll be quiet if I send him away?
He's implicated as well.
Leave this, Carrie. Dan stays, you stay.
Oh, so he wants me out.
As if you hadn't guessed.
Myself and Dan rarely see eye to eye.
Try. Find agreement.
And Nicole?
I will speak to my wife, try and get her in for Saturday.
It'll be a big day.
From here on in, they'll all be big days. If anyone ever asks about PSK...
Yes?
Just, if they ask...
You're in luck.
Am I not always?
I found you some more money.
Down the back of a chair, Dan?
If only such things were possible, Carrie. But no.
Where?
An underspend in a construction project in Shorter County. Local schools program is facing a deficit. With this, you can announce that an extra budget to fight malnutrition in our public schools has been located. With you in office, no child shall go underfed.
How much did you find?
The average school catering budget across the country is $10,500, so...
Sounds good. Can you work any of that into Saturday's address?
I'll get Tommy to make the changes.
Tommy is a bit tired at the moment. I think he may be overdoing it. You make the changes, please, Dan.
No problem.
Well done. I'll talk to Nicole, drag her along to listen to me again. Make the announcement, get ahead of the news cycle.
There's something else.
Isn't there always?
You have a visitor.
Who?
Terry Ann Baker.
She kept her married name.
She's selling a brand. It's politics.
Or entertainment. Sometimes it's hard to tell them apart. What does she want at this late hour?
See you. What else?
Any idea what she wants?
Same as every other member of the Senate?
And here I was, just thinking she'd turned up to comment on my choice of tie.
I'm afraid not. I could always say you've already left.
She knows I'm here. If I leave, it'll seem like I'm running away.
Are you?
Aren't you?
Should I?
You've met her before?
And she invited me to Thanksgiving last fall. We all get invites far more than any of us can ever attend. Strange thing, though. Her invite wasn't printed.
Oh?
She had handwritten it out herself.
Personal?
But you still didn't go.
I was occupied.
You think that's her?
Don't you?
Open the door, please, Carrie.
May I come in?
This way, please, Senator.
Congressman, great speech.
Thank you, Senator. Glad you could make it.
A pleasure, Harrison. Always a pleasure.
You're looking good, but then you always did.
Harrison, you handsome devil.
Do I still have it?
You never lost it.
May I introduce my two most senior staff, Dan Rutherford and Carrie Smith.
Dan and Carrie. So good to finally put faces to names.
I don't think we've previously been introduced.
Like I said, great speech, Harrison. Truly struck the right chord, the right tone. An inspiration to all Democrats across the country.
Thank you.
This could be your time. A time for us all.
Thank you again.
I feel sure you are the man to lead the fight in Washington.
That is kind of you, Terry Ann.
I need to speak to you alone, if your colleagues would excuse us.
We were in conference with the congressman.
There are several issues that require the congressman's attention.
I'm sure we'll be able to find you an appointment.
Probably sometime next week.
Dan and Carrie. Carrie and Dan. What can I say? Only this. We all have skeletons in the back of the closet. Miss Smith, it's good to see you using that sleek form of yours for something other than pleasure. Do you still remember those college fraternity parties? I've come across men that remember you. All of you, in fact. And Mr. Rutherford, however do you think you'll do out on the open market again? Did your career ever really recover from that court case?
All parties sign confidentiality contracts.
Then I'm sure your secrets are safe.
Dan, Carrie, would you please give us this room?